Hello, and welcome to the Mitches podcast. Today we have Darren Leo.
Hello. It's so fun to be here. I made it.
You made it.
Yeah, exactly. How much of this is going to get cut out, and how much is this going to be recorded all the way through?
Unless you tell me to cut something out, it'll all stay in.
Okay.
Because it's just me editing, and I'm not good at editing.
Okay. Because I was going to make a lot of terrible jokes. Because I was like, hey, how long have you been living at address?
Yeah, don't make me have more work. But you can say anything as offensive as you're comfortable having out there.
Yeah, okay, this is not family friendly.
It's not family friendly. Well, I guess there's like 2 ratings when you put it onto YouTube, and one says like if it's like it needs to be over 18 only, and one says explicit content. So I say that it's explicit, but I don't say that you should need to be over 18.
Oh, there's a difference?
Yeah, like I think over 18 is like, this is really bad. You need to be a full adult to hear it.
Okay.
Whereas like explicit would be like, it's just rude, and some people avoid that.
Okay.
And then there's another thing that's like, is this made for kids? And I say no.
So, okay, that's the one I always click. When I upload stuff, I say it's not made for kids.
Yeah.
But I don't specify if it's 18 or explicit.
You don't say that it's explicit.
I just say fuck kids. It's like everyone else is fine, but just no kids. Jesus Christ, yeah.
Do you find like TikTok halts a lot of your stuff? Because I find they're the only people I get in trouble with.
Oh, honestly, I'm not very big on TikTok. I mean, like, whatever I upload on Instagram, I just automatically upload to TikTok.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I don't really.
But usually, like when I'll do that, but then I find like TikTok will pull the volume off of some of my clips. Like if I've had a couple people mention cocaine, which I didn't think was bad, and it never gets flagged on YouTube or Instagram, but TikTok, it's against their policy. You can't.
Really?
Because just if they hear the word cocaine, they flag you as like you might be promoting drug use.
Man, Chinese people, man, I apologize. I'm not even Chinese. I'm just like, fuck those Chinese people. They don't like drugs, but they make fentanyl and ship it to the U.S. Yeah. When you first started off the podcast, did you know right away it's gonna be a comedian shooting the shit on the couch?
I'm trying to. Yeah, I think. I just had this idea like, I want a podcast. I'll just interview other comedians.
Okay.
And I didn't think of like what I would interview them about. I was just like, just interview them. You know, just talk to people, see what comes up.
Okay. So this is your like 70-something, 75, 76th episode?
Yeah, it's an ongoing thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it has very little direction or focus.
Yeah, but you've done so many.
Yes.
So what is one thing that is very, very different from your episode 1 to today's episode? Because I have a goal today, is I want this to be the most viewed.
This is going to be the most viewed ever.
It's going to be the most viewed. If it's not, you're racist, okay? I am the first Asian guy to be on. Am I actually?
Okay. Oh
man, this mic is racist. Just when we said that.
Okay, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think we're okay now.
Okay, now we're back.
Yeah, racist microphones. I'm trying to think. Okay, one thing people will sometimes use Asian too broadly. So I've definitely had like Shibby and Lester on, but they're brown.
Oh, they're fake Asians. No, yeah, screw those two. Yeah, keep this
Marwan
part. Make sure you cut this part. Marwan, Shibby, Lester, fake Asians.
I've had Michelle Su on.
Oh, okay, she's
Chinese
a real Asian
woman.
Yeah.
Who else? Anyone else Chinese or East Asian? I don't think so. I think you're the first. Oh man, I hope I didn't forget somebody that I'm going to get.
Hilarious.
It's so much trouble.
You're the first. Everyone else is inconsequential.
Oh fuck. I
Oh
don't know
no.
Why. Okay, do you hear that?
Yes, that's good.
That sounds normal?
That sounds good.
Okay, hopefully that fixed it permanently.
Okay.
Okay. I just invited Bong-goon on, and he's Korean.
He's Korean, yeah.
What are you?
Taiwanese.
Do you guys have beef with Korea?
No, we have beef with China.
Does Korea have beef with China?
I mean, doesn't everybody have beef with China
Yeah.
at this point?
So
Yeah.
is Psykit Chinese?
He is Cantonese, so he's technically from Hong Kong.
Okay.
So technically part of China now, but if you ask them, they would not like to be a part of China.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the first Chinese guy I have on is after I have on everybody, like, you know what I mean?
All
the other East
all
Asians.
the margins of society.
So, like, I got to get Kenze on because he's Japanese.
He's Japanese. Yeah.
And then we got to find somebody who's properly Chinese and not Hong Kong.
Well, isn't
and
Michelle-
that'll be the last guy.
Is Michelle Su
She's Chinese. She's from Wuhan.
okay?
We talked about it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why didn't she talk about this more? I feel like this is such good material for her. She's from Wuhan.
She did. I know we clipped that. It did well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta think about something that you can clip. Okay. We just start throwing out buzzwords so you can clip like AI, just like, Donald Trump, just whatever, just random words. Yeah.
You know what? Nobody mentions Trump on my podcast.
Do you talk about politics a lot on your podcast?
I don't, and it's kind of weird because that's what I studied in school. But like, I don't know why. I just like
Political science?
I feel like it's easy to fall into like, yeah, political science and history.
Oof. Political science is not easy. I find it's not easy to do well.
I felt like when I went into school, like I had to, like I didn't have good attention, and the only way I'd get through a degree was if I found it interesting. So I literally went with like the two things I found the most interesting: poli-sci and history.
What school did you go to?
Western.
Okay. Oh, good school. Yeah. And did you actually like your majors?
Like I struggled to get my work done, but yeah, I did really. I was always pumped for the class, and I'd enjoy my lectures, and then I just struggled to get my papers written.
Okay. But you like politics still?
I kind of hate American politics, and I hate the way people are politically. I like talking about politics with certain people. You know what I mean? And I like reading about history.
Yes. Okay. So you prefer world politics? Like, because you mentioned you don't like American politics.
Yeah. And I guess I just don't like how stupid things get. So a lot of the time, like within the American media, the conversation becomes so dumb and so black and white and so antagonistic. And I'm like,
right.
This isn't helpful to anybody.
Right.
Even like if I hear about American politics, I'd rather watch it on a Canadian news channel or like the BBC or anyone but America.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Very often when it comes to American politics, people think in labels. As soon as you slap on a label of certain things, the conversation just gets entrenched into that. Like, if you are pro-life or if you are Democrat, Republican, that once the label is on, like you can't steer out of that conversation.
Yeah.
And it's just not productive.
Yeah, and when you learn about government, you find out that most things that get done that are helpful are like nonpartisan, and that politics in society is about finding commonality between people and doing things together. So when you structure a conversation in this kind of like my side versus your side and this antagonism, then nothing gets done for anyone. And
Yeah.
yeah.
If you were the Prime Minister of Canada, Karen Mitches for Prime Minister, I would vote for you.
But this is the thing. So you mentioned before we started recording that you work in you do something to do with persuasion.
Yes.
Which I always think like there's so many people who are opinionated, but nobody is persuasive, except for sometimes like the most toxic people are very persuasive. So they have power.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm always like, smart people need to learn to be persuasive because then you can actually be useful.
I think most people misunderstand the difference between a debate versus a negotiation. In my opinion, a debate is the exact opposite of a negotiation. When most people think of someone who's quote unquote persuasive, they think of someone who's really good at debating, like Charlie Kirk of the world, right? Like he's quick. He can, like even like Jordan Peterson, these guys, they can just throw facts, amazing sentences, and they would just like shut you down with just like diarrhea of like facts and sentences and just try to overpower you with sentences. But very often I find the issue with that is they feel like they win the battle, but I feel like they really lose the war.
Yes.
Because you walk away feeling like I just got talked at for 20 minutes and I hated everything he had to say, but I didn't know what to say back.
Yeah.
And I'm not satisfied.
Yeah.
Persuasion, I feel like, is the opposite. It's like you have to lose the battle to win the war, right? So it's kind of think of it like in a debate, people kind of come. It's like a triangle like this, right? You have a starting point. Okay, we're gonna talk about whether microphones are good for podcast, and then you have your points. You start just hammering point 1, point 2, point 3, and I'm like point 1, point 3, and then we get further and further away as we get more and more entrenched into our own point of view. That's a debate.
Okay.
I feel like negotiation, quote unquote, real persuasion, it's an upside down triangle. We recognize that we're so far apart, and can we find ways to get closer and closer and closer to a point that I will persuade you into believing the things I believe in, or vice versa. And I think most people do this. And that's where people lose people. And the really good people, they do this. Will right away say, we know we're very different. But hey, knowing how different we are, can we find commonalities? That's how I approach persuasion.
So what did you study when you were in school?
I did urban planning and visual arts.
Oh my God, I love that.
So I want to be an artist. Okay, what did you want to do when you were a kid?
I wanted to be either a Hollywood actor or the Prime Minister of Canada.
This is not far at all from everything we talked about so far.
Yeah.
You're pursuing the arts, and then you went to school for political science.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're still roughly on the same path as your childhood dream.
Yeah.
Okay. Prime Minister of Canada, I think you can do it. Yeah.
I feel though like being a comedian is actually what I want to be. Like, it's combining like the performance of where I felt like I wanted to be an actor, and then the meaning of like wanting to be in politics, because you can convey your opinions on everything.
Yes.
But it doesn't have to, like, I do find politics very important, but I also find a lot of things important that I want to talk about, and I can talk about anything. The most serious and the least serious. You can just bring whatever part of yourself.
Yeah. So that's what comedians.
Yeah.
It's a great midpoint for you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you talk a lot about politics in your sets?
It's weird because I don't really want to. I don't feel like comedy is a way to persuade people of politics, but I feel like this is not something I can really talk about, I feel, or find the way to say it, but it's like I feel like it has almost like more of a spiritual thing for me in like being authentic to like what I feel about the world and what's bothering me about it. So sometimes it's less of like a political argument. Like I believe in like a woman's right to choose, but I don't want to promote that. But I do talk about what it's like to be, I don't know how to explain this. Like, I have a joke about being turned on by the QAnon shaman who was like part of the January 6th riots.
Yeah.
So in that, I'm talking from the perspective of a progressive person who sometimes finds herself aligned with the other side. So it's expressing something that's like true to me and important to my personal experience, but it's away from just sort of like, oh, I want to convince you of this political idea. Right,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Although sometimes like I do inadvertently like put in something that's maybe more akin to like a message.
You can't help it. If you believe in it, it's going to come out of your art.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love that. Because I guess because most of your channel is all like inundated with your podcast stuff. Because I'd be surprised, because I was like, I don't think I've seen you do any sort of political commentary. Like, this happens on the news, and then you talk about it in your YouTube or Instagram page. I thought that would be something that you would do.
I think if I was going to do like direct talk to the camera, it would come out more political, but I'm also very like trepidatious of wading into that because I hate how stupid a lot of political commentary is.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean like, I feel like a lot of people who are intelligent and informed still produce this kind of useless political commentary where it becomes like, I just feel like there's a lot of this side banging one drum and then the other side banging the other drum. And it's like, well, what are we even doing here?
Right. Are you talking about anyone in our scene? Say your name. Look at the camera and say your name. Is it Marwan El Shafei?
this podcast is pure pro Marwa.
Who else can we shit on today? I'm going to list everyone, everyone that I know is safe to shit on. Like Stephen Carmazon, because he's Jewish.
Oh my God. I get shit from Steve. He will sometimes just randomly accuse me of not liking him. I'm like, Steve, fuck you, no.
Yeah, it's funny.
He's also been on the podcast.
He's been on it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny.
Okay, though. I like that you studied urban planning because I also find that interesting. And then I've always wished I had artistic talent, like visual talent, but I just lacked that a lot.
Okay.
But you
were appreciative of art.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very.
Okay. Yeah, I always wanted to be an artist growing up. Like my mom's side of family, everyone's an artist. From like professor, photographer, like actual artists with their own exhibits. So growing up, I done art growing up, and I thought this is what I'm gonna be one day. And then we moved to Canada, and my mom's like,
"So wait, where'd you grow up?"
Taiwan.
Yeah.
And then we moved here. My mom's like, "You're not gonna be an artist when we spend all this money, all this effort. You're gonna go to school. You're gonna take a real degree." And so then I picked up urban planning.
Yeah.
Because that's as close to some kind of art itself. So I thought.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, but I really want to do art. So then I just double majored in art and urban planning. And it turned out urban planning has nothing to do with art at all. It's terrible. I hated it. It's all like zoning bylaws and like studying the history of the city and why certain infrastructure is built and why and all these things. Why can there be a skyscraper here but not over there? I'm like, God, kill me. I barely passed. I swear to God, my whole 4 years, it's just my art degrees averaging out like my almost failing urban planning. Like so bad, so much so to a point. Like I was top of my class in most of my art classes. And at one point, my professor, I think this is my second or third year, I think it was like a Greek art professor, pulled me aside. He's like, I noticed you being top of my class this whole semester. And I'm like, very good. I'm like, thank you. But that's not what I want to tell you. That's not what I want to talk to you about. He's like, I noticed you're barely passing all your urban planning courses. And he's like, you're a good student. I need you to bring those marks up. And I feel so bad. And I started trying a little bit harder in my urban planning classes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wow, this is a good professor. He's paying attention to me as a human being.
Yeah.
And he's like, I could tell you love art and you don't like urban planning. But if you keep going, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Time to study. Yeah.
So you never found a love for urban planning?
No.
Yeah.
Did you find that?
Are you a transit enthusiast at all?
What quantifies as a transit enthusiast?
Like, do you get pumped when they build new transit?
No. That is so autistic. Just sitting at home like trains. You know who does that? Marwan Ashafi. Just sitting at home looking at trains and Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, I don't know what Dragon Ball Z is, so I feel like that's
okay, good.
A point.
You passed.
What is your what medium within art do you love? Like painting, sculpting?
I really liked installation and just sketching. I grew up doing like just a lot of pencil work. I haven't touched a pencil in like years. But like installation is a lot of fun because installation is sculpting. It's a bit hard. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really have the time and energy to be good at it. I enjoyed it, but installation I find it's like the easiest bullshit. It's like this is art, and you just throw it away. And like what? Because the whole point with like art installation, at least in my shitty opinion, is that as long as you can justify why it's art, then it's art.
But are there installations that you find meaningful?
There are installations that I've done that were fun. For example, I got really good grades for this one installation. I remember the topic of the installation is called cause and effect, I believe, something like that, or like consequences or something like that. And then everyone's just trying to figure out, what does that even mean? And everyone's doing random shit. All I did is I went to the girls' bathroom and the boys' bathroom and I swapped the tags. And then that's my interpretation of like consequences or cause and an effect. And I was like, something as small as me swapping the tags, it has like a ripple effect on how we all function within the washroom, and it has this whole issue around people using the wrong washrooms. And the professor loved it. See, this is what I mean by bullshit. It has a lot of overlap with comedy. It's just bullshit.
I feel like that is like what's happening now with like the bathrooms, like where it feels like being in like an art student's installation. Like, you know, when you go to like the restroom and there's like one's co-ed and then one has just urinals.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Yeah.
So if you're like a man and you want to take a shit, you have to go into like the room where the girls are.
Right.
And advertise to everyone that you're taking a shit.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's like
That's why I'm a firm believer. I'm saying this on camera. Guys, you should just pee sitting down. Every guy should just pee sitting down. This way, you will solve every single problem that we have. You will solve so many problems. Gender bathroom problems, messy toilet problems, toilet seat problems. Everyone should just pee sitting down.
And then more time on your phone.
More time on exactly. See? I mean, I have seen guys who just do this, which is really aggressive. Like peeing and looking at your phone with one hand is very aggressive. Yeah. It's like, how alpha do you have to be to do that?
Okay, so you were in Canada when you went to school, right?
Yeah, this was
What school did you go to?
UFT.
Did you love it there?
Not really, because I didn't really know what was happening. Like, I'd just been in Canada for like 4 years at the time. So like my English was barely good enough to go to university.
Oh shit.
And I was like, half the time I'm just trying to figure out, you know, this is so funny. For all the electives, I took all math. Because
That's
this
the
is so
most
typical.
Asian
It
thing
is so
I've ever
Asian.
heard of my life.
I was like, back in, this didn't happen in university, but high school, I was getting over 100% for my math because I got every single question right. And you can still write this like bonus question. I remember, I don't know why it was a thing. Bonus question was a thing. And it was meant to boost marks of those who didn't get 100% or get less than 100, but I would get every single right. And the teacher would tell me a mark was actually, your actual mark is actually 105, but I can only record 100 because we can't go over 100.
Why didn't you take a math plus art degree?
Because I hated math. I only did it because I knew how to do it from Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
But I hated doing it. And then in university, the first 2 years, it is still the math that I knew from back from Taiwan. Oh,
they're like repeating it. So Taiwan, they just grilling you with math.
I think so. All Asian countries, they do that, right? I think now probably not as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they were like, that's the avenue to success, so we're going to like...
Yeah, it's really strange. Like Asian, this is a problem with like the Asian education system. They care so much about like the technical aspect of anything. They will have great chemists, great mathematicians, and no great leaders. Because everyone is good at doing, everyone's perfecting the art of doing.
Yeah.
But no one's perfecting the art of like leading or learning by principle. So like you've seen those crazy videos like Asian kids just doing math like so quickly because they can add up like 2,000 numbers in like a few seconds.
Yeah.
And there's a trick to it, and they learn the trick, but they don't really know why the trick is designed this way.
Yeah.
Whereas I find in the Western education, they won't teach you those tricks, but they will teach you how to develop the algorithm that enables you to write that trick. So then people can run math equations like that. And I think that's the issue with the Asian education system.
I was reading this book on screenwriting, and it's by Robert McAfee. So this is like a really famous screenwriter teacher guy, and he's like in the movie Adaptation. Anyway, so he has this whole thing where he says that like people oftentimes get into wanting to write a screenplay because they saw a groundbreaking movie, so they want to write a movie that like changes the form and pushes things forward. But he argues that as an artist, you have to start out as a craftsperson, and once you learn the craft, like if you master it, then you have like a kind of genius around it that causes you to like break the form or push it forward. Mm-hmm. But if you go in wanting to be an artist and change things before you just learn how to do the craft, then you end up with like these kinds of like hollow films that don't work.
Right.
And so I was like, and that made me think of like Western education and Western thought, which feels like everyone's trying to be high level and like rule breaking, but you also just have to know how to do shit.
Interesting. So we're both wrong. Like both societies are fucked.
Yeah. But it's like
this is why the Indians are taking
they've
over.
gone too far.
Chinese people are not doing it right. White people are not doing it right. Indian people are like, we got this. Yeah. Okay, it's true. I could see that. I could see that being an issue. That's why Canadians are so good at bullshitting.
Yes.
Like they can just talk. Oh my God, I go to work. I remember first starting going to work here in Canada as an immigrant. I graduated from university and I started going into meetings. And I look around like everyone could just talk your ear off. And if you're really listening to what they're saying, there's nothing of substance. They were just regurgitating information from whatever was said before. But
just say it back in a different way.
And it sounds so much better. I'm like, oh yeah, this sounds about right. And then afterwards, I'm like, nothing got done. And then it will be like the Asian guy just started, all right, I'm gonna get shit done. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why we need immigration, but just from China. Just keep stealing their guys.
Yeah, exactly. We need immigration because no one knows how to do work here. Yeah. Wow.
So how did you explain the whole like persuasion, like what you do within that world?
So I actually have 3 jobs, right? There's a comedy, and there is my own business where I do a lot of keynote speaking for like persuasion and all that stuff. But I also have a day job, which is marketing. So the persuasion stuff actually came from my day job. So during COVID, we all were working from home. And I was A, bored, but also B, kind of freaked out about, can I still close deals with my clients? Because we used to take them out for dinner and having a lot of in-person meetings. And it's just like great relationship development between us and clients. So I went down this rabbit hole of persuasion. And just like, okay, how do I be a better negotiator? And then I learned a whole bunch of shit. So much so to a point that my manager at the time realized that, oh, this is really cool stuff you're trying. And then when I moved off his team, when there's no longer a conflict of interest, he's like, if you're interested, I'll partner with you to make it into a business. So they would turn it into a business. And now he's my business partner. And then we just kind of go around. We actually did a TEDx talk as well. So we just go around to different companies and then give keynotes, give trainings, and do talks all over the city.
I didn't know you had a TED Talk.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. I won't shut up. It's crazy.
I would have watched it before you came on.
It's not. God. No, it's not that. It's not that interesting.
Okay,
it's very nerdy. Yeah.
Tell me something about persuasion.
Well, one of the stuff that I talked about first, I think like losing the battle and winning the war is important. And I think the most important thing probably is everyone is so much more emotional than we think we are. And every time you win an argument / persuasion / negotiation, it's not because you win with facts. It's because you win with emotions.
Yes.
And even if you think about, perfect example, like the American president, right? The whole presidency, like it's wins so much on how we feel about this president. And that's just the way it is. Because if you mask all the presidents by who they are and just look at their facts, it's kind of hard to argue that Donald, not to talk about politics yet, but if you just mask the president's candidate and then just talk about the facts of this person, it's really hard to argue that's a more superior president.
Yeah.
But once you slap on his persona, you slap on his brand, all of a sudden he wins the election. So we're so emotional. Like a lot of studies have shown that up to 90% of our decision-making process is emotion-based.
Do you know that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People?
Yes, I know. Yeah.
So I know people make fun of it, but my friend had to read it for work when we were like 23 or something, and then I ended up kind of skimming it. And he says this thing, like he's talking about in sales, like people hate being criticized, and like one thing you should do is just never criticize people, because that's not a great path to like win friends. And it made me think about how like in politics, and especially like in more current politics, and people are trying to make changes, but sometimes it comes out as just like wagging your finger at everyone and being like, that's racist, that's sexist, that's this. So you're trying to make things better, but you're doing it purely through criticism. So then people who are slower to come to these newer ideas feel like they're being attacked. So then they become regressive. So they're like latching onto older ideas and trying to defend things. And it's like, it's not that they never want to change. It's just that like you're coming at them one way that isn't persuasive. You're not like pulling them into the future and like inspiring change in them. You're just pissing them off. And so it's like the normal change that we're supposed to be going through is getting like stuck because everyone's being like on the nose about it. And it's like more about like, we need to foster like a mentality as opposed to being like me coming on your, whatever you've put out and being like, no, Darren, that's sexist.
Right. I would agree with that. First of all, I don't really remember what the book was about because I read it a long time ago. It came out a long time ago, right?
He was like a sales guy. I think he literally wrote the first edition in like the 30s. Like it's very old, but it keeps getting republished because it's like these basic rules about human emotion.
Right.
And just,
I agree with the criticism. I mean, nobody likes to be criticized. However, there is I don't want to call it a trick, but for lack of a better word, there's like a persuasion trick where you will intentionally introduce some soft differences in the beginning and you recognize it. And the position is like, okay, we have this difference and we should work on it together. And then you come to some sort of agreement near the end. That bond is stronger than you have no differences at all throughout the entire interaction.
Oh.
Yeah. So sometimes in a very tough decision, in a very tough situation, if you can find some soft differences that you can sort of introduce and to feel we're very authentic towards one another, it's actually not bad for this situation. People get freaked out like, oh my God, like we have nothing in common, or like we disagree on something, and it's okay because if you can work it out together, that bond is much stronger than agreement.
I love that.
But obviously it's taste dependent. You don't just go up and be like, oh, yo, we're so different. Like you don't just go up and start pointing out differences. Yeah. I don't know. There's so much stuff to it. It's kind of crazy. This is why I made a business out of it, because there's so much to be talked about.
Yeah. Do you like the marketing job overall?
I do. It's honestly, it's what where I learned most of the stuff, right? Because it's like dealing with customers, even presenting. I present a lot of work. I think that's what started all this. That I present a lot of work, and I kind of grew to like presenting, and then as a result, if you present a lot, you kind of get forced into having to be a thought leader, because you can't just go on stage and say boring stuff.
Yeah.
And you just constantly, all right, I'm going to say this. How do I say it in a funny way? How do I say it in a creative way? I think the muscle of being a thought leader in that space kind of just pushes me towards the persuasion stuff, entrepreneurship, and also even just comedy. Like, how do I say an idea that I can capture attention more? So I think it kind of started off from my day job. And I mean, also pays the bills. Like, I need it. Yeah.
I love that. So I guess like the marketing just came out of having an art background?
Not really, actually, because this marketing is more like strategy as opposed to the design portion of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you end up in it?
I got out of school, and then my first year I was working at this translation agency, and I had zero translation skills, but I can read and write Mandarin.
Yeah.
So they just hired me, like, hey, we need a project manager. And I had like zero qualification except for the fact that I can read and write Mandarin.
Yeah.
So I just got in there. But then from that, I learned a lot of skills around like just how to be a proper employee. And then from that point on, I got really lucky that I landed a very junior job at one of the publishers. And my buddy kind of referred me into it. And then from that point on, I just stayed in the industry for like 15 years.
What kind of publisher?
So maybe we can cut this out later if I don't want to. I don't like telling people where I work.
You don't have to say who it was, but like it was like a book publisher?
No, it was like yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
You can cut it out later.
Yeah.
But my first job I worked at, and then afterwards, 13 years.
Oh shit.
And so I do like marketing, and I'm actually so. And it's okay. It's not a secret, but like in the comedy world, I don't know why I don't like talking about it. I feel like it's so like, oh my God, he's so like techie and like, I just like, it doesn't really fit into sort of all the stuff that we talk about in the comedy world.
I feel like, I don't know, because if people are ever mad at something you say, then they can tie it back to your job and try to fuck you over. But I feel like if at some point you're away from that job, it's very interesting as a backstory to say you used to work for one of those companies.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I'm starting to embrace it more now, because there's nothing funny about someone is like, when people think about someone who works in tech, they think there's like a certain persona to that person, and then for a long time, I just feel like that itself doesn't lend itself well on the stage. Like if the audience is like, oh, this guy works in big tech, I feel like they instantly dislike you.
Yeah.
So I think that's the main reason why I don't like leaning into the persona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something about like if you're like a schlubby guy with a shitty job, no one's jealous of you and they don't feel like you're like the man, so they can be like trust you and like laugh at your jokes. But if you have like, it is a status thing to be in tech, like
yeah, there's that too. It's like it's the status thing, but also just the overall like when you think about a tech bro, it's just like
he's not the funny guy.
Yeah, he's not the guy you want to listen to. So I don't really talk about it as much. But it's fine. You can leave in the podcast. Yeah, it's fine. Because it's not like everyone at work knows that I would do comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all over TV. Like,
do you feel like people at your work like you better now that they know you do comedy?
Some do, and some, it's like it's a double-edged sword because some really celebrate and lean into the fact that, wow, okay, there's something really cool he does on the side, and then they will try to pull me into more opportunities at work because they know I can present and I can come into a room and do something that most of other employees cannot do. But I could feel like some people also question my commitment to work.
Yeah.
Because my comedy job was so busy in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So now I kind of try to make sure I secure my day job. I try not to talk about it as much.
Yeah.
At work, and people ask me about comedy is going well, but I don't tell them like I got shows every night. I got like 9-10 shows every week. I don't talk about that stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so you were on Canada's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Which, congratulations! I find
Thank
that
you.
so cool.
It was so fun. Yes.
Oh my god, how did you get on?
I just applied. I just saw like some sort of posting. Someone was like looking for candidates to apply, and I literally just applied, and I sent in a 7-minute tape, I believe, and they just picked me, and I was like, oh, that's it.
Was there like an in-person audition as well?
Yes, but the in-person audition is filmed.
Okay, so it's
part
like
of the
the
show.
first episode they're showing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the one where I got the golden buzzer. It's during audition actually.
What's the golden buzzer?
So the golden buzzer is, so there are like 5 judges, right? And so there are 5 golden buzzers to be given out in a season. And when you get it, first of all, you win $25,000. Yeah. So
you won $25K?
Yeah, I won $25K. I know. And then you go propel straight to the finals. You bypass all the steps in between. So what it means is that a judge believes in you so much that I'm going to propel you straight into the finals. I want to give you a cash reward. And throughout this process, the judge kind of becomes your advocate. So if you go back and watch some of the episodes, Catherine Ryan was the judge who gave me the golden buzzer. If you look at them,
I knew there was a tie-in with Catherine Ryan, but I didn't realize she was a judge.
yes.
I'm such a big fan of hers.
Are you really?
I don't know why I wasn't watching the show when it was on.
She's the best.
I found out about it like when you won.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
You should clip this for your videos because
Yes.
the word Catherine Ryan and the picture of Catherine Ryan is gonna help me go viral. Okay, so yes, this is our strategy of me becoming the most viewed. I get it. AI, Donald Trump, and Catherine Ryan. This is like we just. Yes.
Okay, so she was a judge and then she just loved you and gave you the golden buzzer.
Yeah. So and she's been amazing since. If you go back, I think I can say this. She was the only one who was actively posting about me. She was actively talking about me on her podcast. She made videos about me on her podcast, on her Instagram profile, and then she'll push her fans to be like, "Go follow this guy," and then she will say, "Hey, Darren is a great comedian. Like, I'm rooting for him." I don't think I saw any of the judges did that for their golden buzzer.
That's amazing. Like it's amazing that she's like that, but also why aren't the other judges like that?
Well, they're not obligated to go above and beyond.
Also, what different backgrounds like are some of the judges more like music or?
Yeah, so there's Catherine Ryan, comedy. Howie, who is the main guy. Howie Mandel, yeah. Which is also comedy, but also he's just the main guy in general.
Yeah.
And there is Shania Twain, country music.
Amazing.
She was the biggest star of the season. Who else is on it? Cardinal official.
Rapper.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah. Am I missing one? Who am I missing?
Are there?
No, actually 4.
There's 4 judges and
yeah.
then Howie.
And then, no, that's it.
Catherine, Cardinal, Shania,
And Howie.
and Howie.
4,
Oh,
yeah. And I say 5 because Lindsay, the host, she also gets a golden buzzer to give out.
Lindsay who?
Lindsay L. I think that's her. I'm so bad. Don't cut this out. She's going to be so pissed because she talked to me for a whole season.
What was her
She's the
background?
host. She's singer. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So going back to your question, so that's how the golden buzzers are determined. So it's pretty much the highest honor you could receive outside of winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously I didn't win the whole thing, but I have a lot to say about that.
Okay, so were you devastated? Okay, wait, no. Let's not.
I was not
where do they film
devastated,
it?
but I will tell you more. Yeah.
Where do they film it?
Niagara.
Okay, so you just like filled out a form online, and then they're like, okay, you're going to the audition
Yeah.
in Niagara Falls.
Yes.
You roll up there.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of people in that audition.
A lot is in the audience or the
Like-
talents.
Talent.
Yes, but they also pre-select the talents they want to be on. To my knowledge, they were 6 or 7 days of filming, and every day, I think it's like, don't quote me on this, but I want to say 10 to 12 acts per day, and then 6-7 days. Is that right? Maybe something like that. There's a certain number of acts, like maybe 10 to 15 acts a day, and then they will film for 6-7 days straight, and then out of those, they will film everyone, and obviously some will get like X'd out, and some will get yes, and some will get golden buzzer, and when they actually air, they will hand select the ones they want to air. So not everyone audition gets
On TV.
on TV. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
So then you got the golden buzzer. So then did you not participate as much in the early episodes?
I only participated in 3 episodes. So there's the audition, and there's the semi-final, and there's the finale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that better? Because like
It was better because I didn't have to worry about not
Okay.
making it to finale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not making it to semi-finals. Not finale. I misspoke. Not making the semi-finals. Yeah.
Okay. Did you watch, like when you got to the semifinals, had you been able to watch the other people?
Let me think about this. No, because we filmed everything up until we filmed everything in advance, and then the finale is filmed live.
Oh, okay.
So, but then they aired everything at once,
Yeah.
which means I didn't get to see any of the acts from a TV screen until it actually airs on TV.
Yeah.
I saw some during like rehearsal, and like when I'm backstage, I'm going up next. That's how I see some of them.
Okay, how
Yeah.
weird is it being in a contest where you're a stand-up, but some of the people you're competing against are singing?
Such a good question. It's not just singing. It's how weird, because everyone backstage is some sort of crazy talent. There's a guy who like strongman who juggles like the craziest things, and there was like this dance crew who's just flipping around. There's this drone guy doing like crazy high tech shit, and there's this like whole dance crew. They were always practicing, and it's just me and Psyche just sitting there. I'm like, all right, it's just like
Psyche was on it?
Psyche. Yes,
Oh my god.
we were both in it. That was the whole
That's
shtick.
hilarious.
That's whole shtick. Was they put 2 Asian comics against each other.
Oh shit.
It was wild. This is insane. Okay, this is okay. You didn't know this.
It's also very hard if you're not in Toronto comedy, or I guess people who watch the show will get it. But it's
Yeah.
like you guys are such different Asian guys.
That is exactly the whole point. I know. You know our comedy. Yeah.
Like Psyche is just one of those guys. Like he's a fucking character.
He's
like
a
he doesn't
character,
have to
yeah.
try. Like he's
Yeah.
just his own brand of person.
Yeah, he's a caricature of an Asian comedian. Yeah. So the way they did this was this. After audition, when you go into like semifinals, and when you go into semifinals, that's when you start having a say into what you want to look like your outfit and your background, and they could help you build that.
Yeah.
And then so I started building my. I remember they reached out to me that, hey, what do you want to wear? show us all the photos that you're gonna wear. We're gonna choose one for you, and also what background you want. So I remember getting that. So I sent them all this stuff, and then we decided on a blue bomber with I think blue jeans, and then the red curtain background, which is very classic. And then they say cool, and I show up that day, and that's what I picked.
Yeah.
And then Psychic told me that they told him what to wear, and they gave him the background. I'm like, oh, that's strange. You didn't choose. They're like, no, I didn't need to choose. They just gave it to me. It's easy. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then I remember showing up. I watched him on stage, and I realized they gave him a red shirt with blue background, the complete inverse of my setup. And then they put us back to back. I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing. And here's what's even crazier is none of this makes it to YouTube. But if you watch the actual episodes on, was it ABC? ABC? I don't remember the actual. Oh my god! On actual TV, doesn't matter. On TV.
CTV.
CTV, which is
City TV. You're right.
It's City TV, which is available on Amazon Prime. It is owned by Rogers. Shout out to Rogers. And thank you CIBC for the $25,000. I remember
it took us a minute, but we got there.
I remember during that filming, we had to say a lot of stuff to like promote it. And I had to say, hey, my name is Darren Leo. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm so excited for Rogers, whatever. And I had to say these, I had to weave into these names. And I always forget. And I remember the producer backstage, she's always like, Darren, pay your bills. Like,
I love it.
So I had to shout out to CIBC, shout out to Rogers, shout out to CTTV. Anyway, so here's where it gets crazy. So the way they film the semifinals is what they also call the elimination round, which means when we're all performed, after we all performed, they will call us up either by ourselves or by a pair or by 3 or 4, and then you will stand there in a row, and then they will shut the music, and when be dead like 3,000-4,000 people in the audience, silence, and then the only thing you hear is this heartbeat, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom, and then they will just stare at you, and we were instructed to just stare at the judges and do not move, do not make a sound, do not try to be funny. This is a very serious moment. And it was very serious because we're all so scared. Like, did we get eliminated? We don't know.
Yeah.
And so they start calling people up, and we don't know who's going to get called up to. Sometimes it's a pair, sometimes it's 4 of them, sometimes it's just one person. And then all of a sudden they called Psychic and Darren Leo. And the whole crowd goes, whoa, because it's like 2 Asian comedians. I'm like, I know what you guys are doing. And they called us up. Now, mind you, I had a killer set. So much so, Cardinal Official, quote unquote, said, you're going to be very hard to beat in the finals. And this is not even the finals. He already predicted that I was going to be in the finals. And obviously, amazing feedback from everybody. Like, so I was like, there's no way I'll get eliminated. I got crazy feedback from Howie, from everything. And then we stand there, and then the heartbeat was going, and it seemed like forever, probably like 3 minutes. 3 minutes on stage in front of 3,000 people. It's so long.
3 minutes, just like making something in the microwave.
So long. Oh man, Karen, you need friends. You're just standing in front of a microwave, just looking at you. It's like, I'm waiting for this hot pocket to be done. I'm just like, yeah, and then Howie goes, and then it was like so long. We're like, my heart was pounding, and then Howie goes, comedy is, in my opinion, the hardest art form to perform here. You gotta write your own jokes, and you have to make people laugh, and you only have a few minutes. You don't get to build rapport with the audience. It's very difficult. Yeah, anyway, talk about how much he admires comedians. And he says something funny about Psychic, and he goes, Darren Leo, you did something positive about me, but he said, but you didn't have a good set. And the crowd starts booing, like 3,000, 4,000 people started booing. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going home. And then he goes, wait, you had a great set. Because before this, he was like, Psychic, you're going to the finals. You're going to the finale. And when he said Psychic is going to the finales, people just assumed that I wasn't going.
Yeah.
Right? Because he was like, Psychic, you're great, so that's why you're going to the finals. And when I heard Psychic is going to the finals, I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm not going to the finals.
Yeah.
And that's when he said, you didn't have a good set. And the crowd thought I was getting brushed off, and everyone starts booing.
Did you know they were booing at Howie, or did they think they were booing at you?
No, they're booing at Howie.
Okay.
Because he said you didn't have a good set. And they booed at him because I had a great set. And he's like, you had a great set. That's why you're also going to the finals.
Oh, that's so much mind.
You have no idea how much of an emotional scar. I'm not exaggerating. That took such an emotional toll on me. On the drive home, I remember my ex was sitting beside me, and I was murmuring under my breath. I was like, Darren, you didn't have a good set. I literally said it to myself. And then she's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I can't get that out of my head. I'm like, I just saying to my Darren, you didn't have a good set. That was insane. So they played out this whole Asian comedian shtick.
I get it's theater, like they have to.
Yeah, they were very good.
Create some drama, but oh my God, that's emotional.
It's so emotional, yeah.
Okay, so who won the big thing?
It was a singer, Jacob. I know his last name. Wait, Jacob. I'm so sorry if you watch this. Oh my God, Jacob Lewis. He's a singer from Newfoundland, I believe, and amazing singer. And he also had a beautiful story about being a father of two boys who I believe had heart conditions.
Oh my God.
And he's just a cool dad and incredible singer, and he just captured like the audience's heart.
Yeah.
And yeah,
it's like
well deserved.
Dave Luca has a set about how no matter how funny you are, you'll never touch, like the best comedian will never touch like the worst musician.
It's kind of true.
Just like speaking to like the power of music to
Yeah.
like move people.
You know what? It's actually a very polarizing discussion backstage about musicians, and that I wasn't part of it because I feel like I was in no qualification to speak. But the singers are saying that they believe you should be a split category between people who sing covers versus people who sing originals.
Yeah, it's a very different.
Yeah, and I was just listening in, and I'm like, I guess you have a point because it's a very different game.
Yeah.
Which, when I apply it to like the comedian world, I'm like, oh, I guess it's true because I can't tell Dave Chappelle's jokes.
Yeah.
But I have to tell my own jokes. So I suppose it is. I don't want to say a disadvantage or advantage, but it is. I hate to use the word easier, but it's a quicker route into audience heart if you do a cover. So I could see the sentiment of having to do a split competition between cover singers and original singers. And
it's just I just feel like it's two different sports, you know? Like I love a cover and I love people who are really good at singing, but then it's like writing a song is its own special thing. Yeah,
it's different skills you're doing. But you know what's even crazier is what I learned on the show is I should caveat by saying this is not me saying that I should have won or Jacob shouldn't have won. Jacob totally should have won. Well-deserved 100%.
Yeah.
So this is not what I'm not saying. I'm talking about from a production perspective. Canada's Got Talent is a very Canadian family-oriented show.
Yeah.
In some ways, they have to answer to the political climate of that season. The season before, Rebecca Strong won. She was a indigenous person. And what happened that year? The whole shtick with Ryerson, the whole issue.
Yeah.
So they needed to give voice to that to the community.
Yeah.
And luckily, Rebecca Strong was a killer, and then she brought it, and she represented well, and she deserved the win. Not to say that she won because she's indigenous, but they did give voice to that group, and then she rise to the occasion. The year after was us. And what happened that year? Canada is the 51st state.
Oh.
We had a very serious country pride identity issue against the United States.
Yeah.
Our identity was under attack.
Yes.
And lucky for us, Jacob, he was a good old Canadian boy who coached a hockey team, who lived the Canadian dream, like from a white picket fan's perspective.
Yeah.
He has two boys, and he's a good Canadian father, and I think he's our guy. And I feel like every year, the production probably gravitates more towards that. Also, the audience probably subconsciously or consciously gravitates towards that as well. So I think every year.
But it's kind of like a thing, I think, for all entertainers that you have to be sort of authentic to yourself, but then part of your and you have to be talented, but then part of your success is are you what the world wants right now? Like,
Yeah.
You just somehow end up fulfilling something that people needed.
Yeah.
And it's like the luck of the draw.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think that's when I was during the entire show production, that's when I realized it is so much bigger than the talent. It is the show is where what the producer wanted the show to be.
Okay, so when you lost, was the money, not getting the money, like, did that devastate you?
Not really, because I knew who was gonna win since episode 1. It's that obvious, and it's not to say he didn't deserve it, but it's that obvious. It's that good. It's like it's very obvious to all of us, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, if you go back and watch the actual episodes, and this is like it's already out in the open, so I'm not revealing any secrets.
Yeah.
But if you watch the previous season when Rebecca Strong won, and you see how her audition was positioned, and then our season when Jacob Lewis won and how his audition was positioned, they follow the same formula, the production formula, the same editing, and the extra airtime that it was given to the storyline. It was very obvious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Like, it's like in a movie, you know what genre of movie you're watching. You know who the hero is. Like,
they made it very clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I even made a joke backstage, because they're like, I remember backstage they're prepping us like, hey, when they announce the winner, you have to say this, say this, say this, right? Shout out to Rogers, all that stuff. Have to pay your bills.
Yeah.
And then I made a joke in front of everyone. I'm like, you mean when Jacob wins? And everyone just starts laughing, and nobody like said anything. Everyone kind of just knew. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Psychic win any money?
No, it's really funny. He always complains about this. He's like,
25K is a lot of money.
He complained about that. It's pretty funny when he does that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But he goes so quick though. I mean, 25K on cocaine is only this much. Like, it's a joke. It's a joke. I didn't blow 25K on cocaine. I didn't. I feel like you almost believed me for a second. But yeah, crazy experience. But it was fun. I'm very grateful.
Yeah, I feel like that would just be so fun to go through.
You have no idea. Like, when I got off, I'm like, my life has no purpose now. Yeah, because when we film, it's a 4-day endeavor. I think I lived in Niagara Falls for 4 or 5 days during finale. And mind you, before that, they rented out a comedy bar. And I did a whole biopack. Like, they rented out a comedy bar, so I was there for like 7 hours just doing like behind the scenes shooting. And that's another day of commitment.
Was that like talking to the camera?
A lot, yeah. I had to do a fake set, and then they clip some of the fake set, and then they interview me in front of the camera, and they interview me like walking around the street. They interview me in my own house with my parents.
See, I would love that kind, like,
so
just
fun.
that attention.
I feel like a celebrity. It's crazy. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It is so fun. Yeah.
And then, did you get to open for Catherine Ryan?
I did 2 shows.
Oh my god.
She's the best. Honestly, I'm not just saying this because she gave me a golden buzzer. She's like genuinely like trying to help me with my career. Like, with all the stuff that she did for me on her Instagram, which she didn't have to.
Yeah.
I remember one day I woke up. This is like halfway through Canada's Got Talent, and my Instagram my followership just blew up. I'm like, what the hell just happened? I didn't do anything. And then my friend messaged me, did you hear her podcast? I'm like, no, I didn't. I just woke up. And then on her podcast, she told her followers about me and told them to go follow me. And in addition to that, she went on her own Instagram. She made that into a video. And in the video, she screenshots my Instagram page and be like, go follow Darren Leo. And then she just talks about me as a comedian. I'm like, what? You didn't need to do that. That's so nice.
That's beautiful.
I know. And then she let me open for her. And then she told me she never used to have a habit of getting openers because she didn't need one.
Yeah.
Right? And but she just did it as a favor, just because she knew I would love the exposure. She knew I would love the experience.
That's so cool.
And no one's opened for her before or after. She just did it just because of the show. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. She's so kind. So loved her so much. And I wrote her like a Happy New Year email, and then she replied just like wishing me Happy New Year as well. It's so nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so, because she is like one of the comedians, like, like certain people, like, like there's lots of great comedians out there, but she's one of those people, like I'm a big fan just of her. Like she's my style, like not the style I do, but like I just love her. So it's cool to find out like someone whose work you like is also like a good person.
Yeah, like in her stand-up, similar to you, like she likes to send a bit of a message, right? Often about gender equality and about like women empowerment.
Yeah, but she's also very like real about her life and just like making fun of herself.
Yeah, she got so many podcasts going. I don't know if you follow her podcast.
I get the clips. Yeah.
It's very fun to listen to it because like, sometimes she just goes on the microphone and just literally just let it flow for an hour. I'm like, wow, how can you talk for an hour nonstop? But yeah, so much fun, great exposure, and you will love this. You know how when we go to comedy shows, we scan the audience, and we try to tailor our set and our vibe to the audience.
Yeah.
And we feel like this is like our issue, but no matter how hard you climb, like as high as Catherine Ryan, they still do the same.
Even with those big audiences.
Yes, I remember because
crazy.
we did 2 shows back to back, and the first one was a matinee. It's like 4 p.m. And her assistant went out, just scanned the audience for us, and her assistant said, okay, first of all, it's now sold out, so we won't be as hot of a show. First of all, not selling out for Catherine Ryan is still like probably like 2,500 people.
Yeah.
Selling out is like probably like 3,500 people, right? It's still 2,500 people.
Yeah.
It's a giant theater, and you look full. But they're like, okay, first of all, it didn't sell out. But in this matinee, we have a lot of sober people, and she goes, we also have, I think, a lot of they thems in the audience. So, do with that information what you will. But I just want to let you know this is the audience.
This is the vibe.
So we got this information, and she decided to not change, but play around with her set. And I played around with my set too. I did a different set for two opening sets because I have some edgier jokes about gay people, and I should take it out. I have some edgier jokes about black people, I should take it out. And then the next set, they're like, we're sold out, bunch of young drunk people, let it rip. So my second set was much edgier. And I was like, wow, doesn't matter how high you go. We do the exact same thing at comedy shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, yeah.
The more things change, the more you're still the same.
It's still the same, yeah. It was so fun. Yeah. What about you? How did you get into stand-up?
I was doing some different stuff through Second City, like improv and sketch. And I decided to take a stand-up class, but I was more focused. I wanted to write a screenplay. So I was going to take a screenwriting class, and then because I had an idea for a comedy, I'm like, I'll do this stand-up class because it'll help me write jokes for my screenplay. And then I thought it would be this kind of once-in-a-lifetime experience, like where I do stand-up, but I didn't think I'd be that good at it. And then when I did my class performance, I was like, this is what I want to do every day. It's amazing.
My God. So you mentioned screenplay.
Yes.
Did stand-up completely take over now? Is that a new love?
No, I'm still writing it, but it's like I finished I'm just coming up on 3 years of comedy. And in the first year, I finished my first draft of it. And then in my second year, I finished my second draft of it. And now I'm kind of late to finish the third draft, but I'm hoping this is I think halfway through this year, I'll have the screenplay done. But I don't even know. I can't believe I've never spent this much time on anything before.
That's nice, no? Like, it's your dream. It's it's your passion.
Yeah.
Are you able to share what it's about, or is it a secret? Totally fine.
No, it's not a secret. It is a heist movie about witches, a group of witches who team up to rob a crypto bank.
What? That's so crazy. That is the most medieval concept with the most new age concept together, witches and crypto.
Yes.
That's crazy. Okay, this is really interesting. So, okay, I don't know anything about screenplay. After you finish writing it, which I would love to read this.
Yes.
What's next? Do you pitch it?
So I've been told it's actually really dumb to try to write a screenplay nowadays because nobody buys them. Everything is shows now, and it's hard. Anyway. But I think what I'm probably going to do is try to enter it in contests. And that's if you win a screenwriting contest, that can lead to some things. A lot of people, if you have a movie, a lot of people try to self-produce because they're so hard to sell nowadays. And it's really hard to make money from a movie, but it's not that hard to actually produce a movie. And when I say it's not that hard, like you have to get people to give you money for it. Even if you do a low budget movie, it still costs money.
I see.
And a lot of people don't find filmmaking rewarding anymore because they can't make money off
Yes.
of it. But I don't know.
See, this is what makes me so angry. Like how much art is underappreciated in this, well, I want to say in this world, but especially in this country.
Yeah.
It's a tiny bit better in the European countries, but I just like, how many like Meryl Streeps are out there we will never see on screen? Because, like, you know, how many Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle's out there that we will never see holding a mic because financial issues.
Yeah.
So it's very, very sad.
It is.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like, here, that's these jokes. I don't know, but yeah, oh my God. Okay, so you said coming up 3 years in comedy. Do you remember your first set? Do you remember where it was? Is this place still around?
Yeah. Oh, well, it was at Keys. So I did my first set was like my class performance, but I don't, I guess like once I went out and it was a big milestone for me to do it at an actual open mic, and that was Keys Comedy Club.
Okay.
And the old venue when he was operating out of like a rooming house bedroom.
Yeah.
So it was like the absolute sketchiest place to do comedy for the first time.
How was it?
Hilarious. Like the whole situation was funny from the moment I showed up through my set. I wrote a set about that set.
That's how funny it is. That's good. That's good. Yeah. It is so funny that it became a material itself. Okay.
Oh, where was your first set?
It's Royal Comedy Theater. It's now become Desi Food Junction.
Yeah. But that was the kind of sketchy venue at the time.
It was pretty sketchy, yeah. Because I remember, not long after they shut down.
Yeah.
Because I remember going there and it was like, I think the washroom was like really messy, or like the tables were set like kind of all like staggered all over the place. I remember I'm like, this place is like not run very well. It's something, I was so new. I thought maybe this is just comedy.
Yeah.
But then not long after it shut down, so I'm like, oh, this is probably because they were already like on their way to transition out of the business. I'm not sure.
I think it was sketchy the whole time.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
I never went there because it closed when I was in my first couple months of comedy.
Yeah.
And so I never got there, but
yeah,
I had friends who were like that was their favorite venue, and everyone describes it as being kind of sketchy the whole time.
You had a cool stage and a cool like whole backdrop and everything. I remember I actually had a pretty good set for the very, very first set ever in my life, that I got a bunch of laughs for how scary that room is, because there were some comics that were pretty scary who used to go there.
Yeah.
And I was so scared, and they're just like standing at the back, like just looking at you and just talking to each other. And I remember you put your name down. I remember I was like, I don't know, like 6 or like 7, 6, 7. So that 6, 7. Imagine I was actually first. I just want to say 6, 7 so I can do this. I clip that in. It's gonna go to bio. 6, 7. But then they keep like bumping you down, right? Because like all these drop-ins.
Oh, they keep putting their buddies on.
I remember sitting there. I'm like, wait, this is so weird. What's happening? I was so confused by this whole system. I didn't understand it. But yeah, it went well. And I just like your first experience, I'm like, I want to do this forever for the rest of my life. Like that, when you get the first real laugh, you're like, this is what I want to do forever. Yeah.
It's such a great feeling. We've come up to an hour.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's crazy.
How do you usually wrap up? Should we wrap up?
I give you a chance to plug anything.
Okay.
So this is gonna come out not this Monday, but the next one.
I don't have anything to plug.
You got any big shows coming up? Do you want to just plug your socials?
Yeah, plug my socials. Yeah.
Are you Darren Leo?
Darren Leo _ because some asshole took Darren Leo, no underscore. I've been messaging you if you. I know you're inactive because I've seen your profile. You haven't posted anything in the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. Okay?
Give it up, other Darren Leo.
Yeah, give it. I actually reported this person. I'm like, this is someone's impersonating me. And Instagram didn't really care. But so I had to add an underscore to it.
Someday
Yeah.
you will earn your name back.
I know this person is holding out to this account till I become.
He knows
a
you're
big
on your
name.
way to fame.
Exactly.
And he was waiting for that payout.
Exactly. He's gonna ask me for $1 million. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, Darren Leo _ Yeah. What else? What else do you do to close?
I don't have a big closer. Do you think I should have something?
I don't know. What do you plug?
I don't. It's just I got nothing coming up.
Okay, yeah. See, this is so sad. Usually, this is so bad because see the thing. I used to always have something coming
He works
up.
in marketing, so he's just like this.
I know because
This show is not
no,
well
no,
done.
not you. I mean me. I mean I don't. That's not what. Oh my god, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying for me because like, you know how like there was like Canada's Got Talent for a while.
Yeah.
And right afterwards, I went to Edinburgh Fringe.
Oh my god, you did Edinburgh. Fuck.
I know, and it was right after.
You're killing it.
It was crazy because I was like right after Canada's Got Talent. I was like, okay, what's the next dragon to slay?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is great momentum. And just when I was thinking about that, one of the venues reached out and I went there on an invitation. I didn't even apply. I went there on an invitation.
That's so
Which
cool.
is amazing. Yeah. And then so that became the next focus.
Yeah.
But then leading up to it, I had my solo shows prepping for the Fringe. So for like almost a whole year, I always have something very big to plug.
Yeah.
And now I have nothing to plug. I'm just like working on my new hour. I'm like, nothing. Come to Desi Food Junction.
But do come to Desi Food Junction.
Yeah, I do come to Desi Food Junction.
Drink a beautiful chai tea while you watch.
Yeah, exactly. Have you done that room yet? Ever since they renovated it?
Oh yeah, it
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
gorgeous in
Yeah.
there, and the
Great
stage is
room.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Great owner, great room. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh shit.
Thank
okay.
you so much.
Thank
Darren.
you. This is so much fun.